company this Ramadan.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is Sunday, the 24th of March 2024, corresponding with the 13th of Ramadan. You are tuned into Salam Media. It is the second hour of the weekend edition of the Iftaar Drive. My name is Zahid Chadwit. I'll be keeping you company all the way through until Iftar time this evening. Just a quick look at your Iftar times in the major cities. Durban, 6:06 p.m. In Johannesburg, 6:18 p.m. and in Cape Town, 6:56 p.m. We move on now to our next segment. It is called the Iftar Drive, and joining us now is Sister Ruhana Ebrahim once again. Assalamu alaikum. Shukran for joining us.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
I am well, alhamdulillah. And how are you?
Don't locked up.
How's the recovery from the flu going?
It's okay, but now my son is also, so we're both just chilling today.
Yeah, it is a Sunday after all, so I guess it makes sense to take it easy. Yes, we are here, of course, to discuss recipes, all things food, and I'm sure many people now already getting into the kitchen, starting to prepare for iftar later this evening. So, what have you got for us today?
Okay, so most of South Africa, not everybody, but most people love jalapeno poppers. And
Mm,
there's been a shift, I don't know if you've noticed, where people are trying to be a lot more health conscious and are using air fryers instead of deep frying things. So I've got a crumbed baked version that you pop into the air fryer.
Bismillah, let's hear
And
it.
yeah, okay. So you would need 12 large jalapenos. You would need the large jalapenos because you're going to stuff it. So if you're going to use smaller ones, you're going to have a problem. These are usually very easily available at places like Spa and Checkers. You're going to need half a tub of plain smooth cream cheese. I like to use Lancewood. A quarter cup of chopped coriander. Quarter cup of chopped spring onions. A quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, if you don't have garlic powder, you can replace that with garlic paste, but I would then make it a teaspoon. A quarter teaspoon of onion powder, a quarter teaspoon of fine salt. And then you're going to take one block of feta cheese, and I use the Fairview brand, and you will crumble this up into cream cheese and the mixture above, and you're going to make it into a nice, spreadable, smooth paste. So now you're going to use gloves on your hands and you're going to cut the jalapeno in half lengthwise. Make sure you use gloves because if you don't use gloves and afterwards you decide to rub your eyes, rub your nose, you're going to have a problem.
Mm,
So anyway, you're going to take a teaspoon and you're going to scoop out the seeds, rinse the jalapeno out, let it dry a little bit, and then you're going to stuff it with this filling. You're going to then sprinkle on a cup of grated cheddar cheese. Cheddar is best to use in the air fryer because it has a higher melting point than other cheeses, so it melts quite nicely in the air fryer. And then my trick for this recipe is we're going to crumb it later, not when it's going in the air fryer. So we're going to pop it into the air fryer and we're going to bake it until the cheese is bubbling and a bit charred. So I would give it about 8 to 10 minutes. If you want the jalapeno a bit softer, maybe 12 minutes. I like it to have a bit of bite. And then once that's done, you take it out and you're going to crumb it with your favorite potato chips. So whatever, or you could use corn chips. So whichever flavor that you like, you could use barbecue flavor, you could use fried chicken flavor, sour cream, Mexican chili, whatever flavor you like. And you're going to crush the chips and you're going to sprinkle it over the top and you can enjoy it like a variation is that you could also add in cooked chicken, so it would be a little more filling. You could either shred the chicken and mix it in, or you could dice it very finely and it will be used in your stuffing as well.
mm. Sister Rohana, I must say, listening to you giving out that recipe, especially when we've just got about just over an hour to go until iftar time, and it is a Sunday. Certainly not helping matters for my tummy right now. And I'm sure the listeners can relate to that. And I think what compounds that is right in front of me on my screen here. And if anyone is actually also listening via, or rather, should I say, watching via Facebook and YouTube, they're gonna see a very well laden table with savories, with grapes. Yeah, just not the best day to be fasting today. Anyway, uh,
Sorry, I'm not gonna make it any better. I'm gonna do a
quite
really
tantalizing.
nice.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point, to get a bit creative in the kitchen, and of course then try these different things out. And then of course you've got something else for us as well before you go.
Yep. So I have a no bake Portuguese dessert, and it's been trending on TikTok a lot. And the original recipe, the traditional way of making it is using your Mari biscuits and soaking it in coffee, and then layering it, like sandwiching it with a buttercream, and you chill it till it's set. So that's the original way of making it. And the trending way is where you use a chocolate cream, or as the ladies are preferring, an instant chocolate mousse. So I'm going to share that now. Please do not butcher me for pronouncing this wrong. I'm pronouncing it right. I don't know how
Give
to.
it your best
It's
shot.
polo, polo de bolacha. I'm assuming that's how it's said. But yes, it's a no bake dessert using Mari. So I'm going to start. You need 350 grams of Mari biscuits, and you're going to mix 1 cup of warm water with 1 teaspoon of strong instant coffee. Then you also need a tablespoon of dark cocoa powder, 3/4 cup of icing sugar, and 1.5 cups of fresh cream or whipping cream. And then you will also need a standard bar of milk chocolate and another 1/2 cup of cream to make a ganache. So essentially, you will need 500 mils of fresh cream. So when we're starting, we're going to dip our biscuits into the coffee mixture, and we're going to layer it into a Pyrex dish. So the original way of making this dessert is you shape it in a flower. So you've got your centerpiece, and then you got your 6 circles going out on the side, or 5 circles going out to the side, and you get a flower shape. Then you're going to spread on your mixture. So to make the mixture, you're going to mix. Um, you're going to whip your fresh cream, and you're going to add in your icing sugar and your cocoa powder, and then you're going to layer it over the biscuit. Then you're going to make your ganache, which you are going to melt your milk chocolate into your cream, and you just spoon a little thin layer over your chocolate cream. And you repeat this for 3 layers until you get to the top, and you cover the entire thing in the chocolate cream. And then you just drizzle on a little bit of your chocolate ganache. You can decorate it on the border with some flaked almonds. You can put raspberries for a pop of color, strawberries for a pop of color, or you could even do even more chocolate decor, whatever you want to put on top of it. And you just pop it into the fridge, let it chill and set, and that's as easy as pie.
Mm.
So there has been other bloggers that have gone onto this trend, and one of my friends, her name is Zahira B. She's the inventor of the flake biscuit that
Wow.
went so viral. Yes, she actually
Mhm.
invented the flake biscuit. Anyway, so she tried doing this, but she made it in a lotus biscoff version, and that's also very, very tasty. So I think you guys should give this a go. It's very easy to
So
make.
that makes it a local dessert, right?
This is a Portuguese dessert.
Oh, oh,
It's a
yes,
well
yes, yes.
Portuguese dessert. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. No. So she did a variation. She did a spin-off on the thing using the lotus
Oh,
biscuit.
okay. I mean, the moment you mentioned Mari biscuits, I knew it was going to be good because I'll tell you, Mari biscuits really are underrated. Would you agree?
I do, and it's
And
very versatile and very. It's one of the cheaper biscuits that can just be
mm,
elevated. So yeah. Also, Mariam Mohammadi, which a lot of people know, the author of Cosmo Cuisine. She actually did a version with chocolate custard, but it's not this Portuguese recipe. But she's got hamari sandwiched with hot chocolate custard, and you put it into the fridge to set. So the recipe is actually quite similar to hers.
Okay. Yeah, and that's really not helping matters here. And I'm looking at Abdus Salam across the desk here. So I'm looking at him through the window here in studio because he knows exactly what he's doing, putting all of these images up on my screen here. So, yeah. But anyways, shukran so much for that. I'm sure we can all try that out. Many of the listeners would be interested in trying that out. And they can, of course, find you on Instagram as well.
Yes, I'm actually going to be sharing the jalapeno pepper reel on Instagram tomorrow, or maybe tonight, depending if I have time, and the Portuguese dessert as well. So they can find it on at mama underscore taught underscore me underscore well, mama taught me well on Instagram, or they can find it on TikTok at Ruhana underscore Ebrahim.
Yeah, shukran so much for sharing that because I do know yesterday I butchered the username. It was just all over the place. But anyway, shukran so much. We'll speak to you next week, same time, same place.
Inshallah. Jazakallah for having me on the show.
Pleasure. That was Sister Ruhana Ebrahim, a food content creator, really doing something here with food and desserts, bringing us a few recipes as we wind down towards Iftar. It is now 15 minutes past 5 p.m. That means it is time for the Asr Adhan.